Hey, you guys, I'm Natasha Hemingway, Meaningful Success Coach and speaker. I help women who feel stuck in their career or business seek their true calling so that they can achieve meaningful success and true joy. So, I have been taking you guys on my journey and not only just giving you points in my journey, but also giving teaching points and tips on what I learned from that so that you can glean something from this. I always want to be transparent and vulnerable so that you guys don't look at me and assume that I've had it all together and where I started out is where I ended. I want you guys to understand the process and the journey and what it looks like sometimes to achieve meaningful success, and it doesn't happen overnight. So with that said, we've been on this journey, and the next part of this journey is called my all-in point. And this is actually my all-in point number 1, and then part 2 will be in the next video. So my all-in point was when I realized that I was still working my full-time job, right? And I realized that I was made for more. There was greater, there was a calling on my life, but I didn't have it figured out. If you guys remember from the last video, my husband tried to reverse engineer me into it, and I just couldn't get to anything besides I love people. Not really a business, not really a calling, but I couldn't get anywhere. So I ignored it for a while, but you know, like when something's just turning on you and you just cannot let it go. That's what this thing felt like. So I knew that I couldn't fully ignore it. And so part of this all-in moment, and I believe it was just destined to happen, honestly, my old business partner and I, my clinical manager in my corporate job, we were talking and we were like, gosh, you know, we would love to retire ourselves from this job and like have our own business and something that we're passionate about that we could do together. And we were literally trying to just like brainstorm, like, what can we do? And coming up with different ideas and really never landing on anything concrete. And so we were out to lunch one day. And we ended up meeting with this woman, and this woman ended up having a networking group that she started that was a very relaxed, casual networking group, and it was really intentional and heartfelt. It wasn't just like, hey, go pass your business cards, but it's, hey, sister, I want to get to know you. What do you do and how can I help you and support you? And let me tell you guys, when I met her that day and she invited us, I was like, I'm going. And you guys, keep in mind, this networking group was really more for people who had businesses or who were business owners or who were entrepreneurs. It wasn't for people that were really working in a corporate job. But I was like, I don't care. I love this woman's energy and her heart and what she's talking about, and sign me up. So here's a tip for you guys. Make sure that when you know that there's something that you want to do, right, and it keeps tugging at you, put yourself around other women who are doing big things, who are operating in their calling, who are going after their more, who are going after their greater. Because I promise you, it will help you on your road of discovery to finding your own calling, your own greater, your own made for more. So when you surround yourself around that kind of positive energy and that kind of entrepreneurial mindset and that energy of like, hey, I want to support you, let me brainstorm with you, you guys, I promise you, it will pull up your creativity and you will actually get to where you are quicker than if you're doing nothing trying to figure it out on your own. So these women were amazing for me in that season of my life. Back when I was working my corporate job, I had no clue what my calling was. I had no clue what this greater that was turning in my belly was all about. But I knew that I wanted to be around other women who were doing it. And you guys, this is just me. Here's what I did, you guys. I showed up with a medical device corporate sales job, and I didn't have not one bit of an entrepreneurial business or idea. I didn't know what I was going to be doing, and I showed up anyway. I put my neck on the line and I showed up anyway. I mean, like, what did I have to lose, right? And I showed up in my work scrubs on my lunch hour, because that's when these meetings happen. And I was just like, hey, I work for this corporation, I do this, but that's not my legacy. That's not my calling. I love my job. I love what I do, but I know I'm made for more. I know I'm called for greater, but I just don't have it figured out yet. And they were like, welcome. This is a place to be. No better place to be than around other women who are figuring it out and who are in their own businesses. And it was so comforting to know. And I'll tell you, yes, it was uncomfortable sticking my neck out there and putting myself out there, not really knowing what I wanted to do, but it was so worth it, you guys, because I met so many women. I got inspired. I was able to kind of bump ideas off of different women. I was able to be supported in that season of not knowing. And I was learning, you guys, I was learning and growing about running a business and understanding what it took financially and understanding the struggles, the good, the bad, the ugly. So I learned a lot in that season, even though I wasn't in my calling and I didn't have my own business yet. So here's my 2 tips for you. Number 1, show up. Be in the space where other women are that are doing the things that you want to do. Put yourself there in a position to learn, grow, and just be inspired. And number 2, it is okay if you don't have it figured out. It is okay. You don't have to be. Just show up. Show up. And that's going to be a catalyst into your next season. It's going to be a catalyst into you finding your calling. And also, this is something I talk about a lot around the fear to faith cycle that I coach, speak, and teach on, is that one of the greater fears is called the fear of the process. Fear of that unknown, like what is it going to look like? I don't have it figured out. I don't know what I need, or I don't have enough of this. I'm not good enough. I'm not ready. I'm not, whatever it is, you fear the process based off of all those things so you don't show up. And this is exactly the opposite of what I want you to do. I want you to do what I just told you that I did and the tips that I gave you. Show up to be inspired, to learn and grow, and don't be afraid of the process. Just keep going. And the things that you need in that season will come to you. The people that you need will come to you. The resources will come to you. So just keep showing up. Until next time, you guys, be sure to find me over on Instagram at Natasha Hemingway. That's with 2 M's. Also on Facebook, Natasha Hemingway with 2 M's. And on my website, natashahemingway.com, again with 2 M's. Stay connected, you guys. Connect with me. Message me. I want to hear your thoughts on this. And I want to hear your all-in points and moments where you're just going to show up even if you're fearful. Have a good one, you guys. I'll see you next time.